Have you ever been jealous? Have you ever experienced that uncontrollable feeling of just losing control of your feelings, of looking at your partner and just feeling that green-eyed monster appear from nowhere? And as much as you try to keep it under bay, it just is there. My name's Luanne Ward. I'm a relationship and dating expert for over 25 years. Jealousy is something that comes up a lot in relationships, and whether it's from the male side or whether it's from the female side, it can be a difficult thing to manage, not only for the person that's feeling jealous, but for their partner as well. So what I would like to discuss is how to keep your jealousy under control, understand what jealousy is, and help your partner manage through the jealousies. First of all, what is jealousy? Jealousy is simply a feedback that you are in fear. And we have two primal fears in life, and primary fears in life. One of them is the fear of losing that which we infatuate with. So the fear of losing something that we love and we see as valuable, or the fear of attracting something that we don't want to attract. So the fear of attracting the unwanted. So jealousy covers both of these fears in actual fact. It covers the fear of losing something that's important to us and a fear of attracting something that we resent, which is the competition of the other person. So when you actually really look at jealousy, is it really the enemy or is it your friend? Is it there to tell you that this is something that you need to work on? Yes, clearly it is, but it's also there to remind you of how important this person is to you. Now, coming from a place of jealousy, even though you might feel it, coming from that place is not really going to serve you in that moment. But keeping your emotions in check, there's a couple of little things that you can do. So when you recognize that you are starting to feel those pangs of jealousy, stop and look at the person that you're being jealous about and stop comparing yourself to that person, because you're looking at the object that you're comparing yourself to, and that is exactly what you're doing. And you're thinking that you have a missing component, something that they have, you don't have. And that is correct. They might be younger, slimmer, prettier, better looking, taller, whether we're talking about a male or a female, they are going to have things that you don't have. But what they don't have is all of the components that make you you, and your partner is with you. They're not going to run off with this person on the spot. Even if they were, it's not going to happen on the spot. So stop comparing yourself, and when you find yourself doing that, start looking at all the things that you have that your partner enjoys about you, and the things that you love about you, more importantly. So if you're on the other end of the stick and you have a partner who's jealous and it's causing arguments in the relationship, because generally this will come up a lot. And often it will come up over and over and over again, and sometimes it will come up over the same person. It can be tiring and it can be taxing on the relationship, and it can be very, very annoying when your partner is accusing you of doing something that you haven't done, or flirting with somebody, for example. You can't help it if somebody's flirting with you, but you can certainly minimize the impact it has on your partner. It's obviously not news to you that your partner is jealous. This has been something that you've dealt with many times. So if you know your partner has a tendency to be jealous, just being aware of how your actions can affect that person. And I'm not suggesting that you should never talk to somebody of the opposite sex, because that's not reality. But taking time and paying attention to somebody else flirting with you and knowing that this is going to affect your partner, perhaps removing yourself from that scenario will help. It also is very helpful for you to allow your partner to discuss with you why they're feeling jealous, because it's flattering. For you, even though it might not feel flattering, they are telling you that you are so important to them that they fear losing you. And whilst you can't do anything to help them deal with their emotions, you can certainly allow them a space to openly communicate with you, to set their mind at ease, to let them know that you're with them for this reason, and to actually help them, point them in the right direction so they can get help that they need. And whether that be through a mentor, a counselor, through self-help books, it doesn't really matter. But it is a self-esteem issue. At some point in our life, we're all going to feel jealous, or we think it's jealousy, or is it really envy? And there is a difference between jealousy and envy. So when you feel envy towards somebody, there's no fear of loss. So you might be envious that your neighbors are putting in a beautiful new pool, or you might be envious that your friend is going on this wonderful around the world holiday, or you might be envious that they've met the partner of their dreams. But there's no fear of loss in there for you. So envy is quite different. Jealousy also can come in different forms outside of the relationship. Jealous of the new person at work for having more skills or getting a pay rise, taking a position that you wanted, or there is a loss there. Jealous over a sibling for doing better than what you are in school, getting more attention from the parents. There's a jealousy there. So really at some point in your life you have been jealous. So managing your partner's jealousy, if you might wind your mind back to a time where you've been jealous, you're not going to have as much emotional charge towards your partner for that. So understand what your jealousy is, work hard to keep it under control. When you feel yourself becoming jealous, stop and look at your partner, come from a place of love, recognize that it's not them and them doing anything wrong. It's about you comparing yourself to other people. So stop doing that. You are unique. You have something to bring to the table that nobody else has to bring. And talk to your partner about it. Perhaps don't put yourself in situations where you know you're going to be jealous. But if you have any questions around jealousy, please reach out to me and share your views about why you feel jealous. And does your partner do something that makes you jealous? And how can you communicate that to your partner? So jump onto the Facebook group, She Said, He Said. There's a lot of really great content and tips there. And something we were discussing recently was jealousy. So you're going to find some really fantastic advice that people have shared there. And keep that little green-eyed monster under control. We'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.